Namaste, Jai Bharat. Some people keep thinking that others are also think, feel, and react like how they are. They simply don't see the variations in human behaviors and they expect or they think that all others are also like them. Precisely this had been the thought of those people in pre-independent Bharat who were in support of the two-nation theory. There were many people, many among the Muslims at that time, who were in support of two-nation theories, and there were many Muslims who did not support this. And those who supported the two-nation theory then had gone to Pakistan. They don't live in Bharat anymore. And those who did not support the two-nation theory stayed back in Bharat. So I'm talking about those people who think that the Hindus will behave to them as they would have behaved to the Hindus under civilized circumstances, like in case of majority. Now, many do it. Now look at Bangladesh of today. How the Jamaat-e-Islami behave with the Hindus, and how there are many other Muslims in Bangladesh who wouldn't behave like this. But those who are under Jamaat-e-Islami's influence will behave like this. All atrocities are primarily done by them, not the entire Muslims of the Bangladesh society. We know it. But then they are definitely under the influence. Now here the question is, those people who supported in two-nation theory were afraid that if the Hindus are in majority, they thought, see, if the British, when they leave Bharat, Bharat will be a democratic nation, and in democracy the majority rules, and the majority in Bharat are Hindus. Therefore, it should be Hindu rule, and those Hindus will do to the Muslims what Muslims would do to Hindus under similar circumstances. This was the primary fear. So there was two nations, etc. Went on. There is a Pakistan today, and if you look at the Pakistani YouTubers or reaction, the same thing is going on. They think that they keep making comparison between Pakistan and Bharat, Pakistan. They keep doing it. Whatever happens in Bharat, they want those positive things to happen in Pakistan, which of course doesn't happen. And they keep saying that yes, we will overtake Bharat. This had been their sole objective, and this is what they had been doing, and they still continue doing it. So they think that people in Bharat are like them. So they speak of corruption, they speak of lawlessness. I mean, the YouTuber, there are some sensible YouTubers in Pakistan who take their mic and go to the marketplace and ask common people about their opinion about great things, and these people seem to be absolutely having definite opinion about whatever happens without any basis of knowledge. That's a different thing. So they keep answering. They keep they speak as though they are authorities in knowing, which of course they are not. Number one, this YouTuber, I don't want to take his name, so good boy. He keeps talking about education. He believes, or he thinks, very innocently, that education can solve the problems in Pakistan. He believes that. So he keeps telling that, but then he doesn't really understand that education, what kind of education, and what type of education, in what direction this education should go. All those things he doesn't go into, but he just speaks about his belief, his conviction that education can redeem a society. That really is not the case. It depends on the kind of education one receives. Anyway, their madrasa education is example for that. Anyway, so let's come back to what the Pakistanis speak. They say whatever happens in Pakistan, the same thing must be happening in Bharat, and they vouch for that. They speak of corruption. They speak of lawlessness. They speak of Gundaism. And they say all these things are in Bharat also. They simply say, and they say that what they do in Pakistan, they think that Bharat, we are doing in Bharat. They say, see, the Muslims are persecuted in Bharat. It's talking about Kashmir. See, that's how they always talk. They say the Kashmir in Bharat, that's what they say. Actually, the full Kashmir belongs to Bharat right from time immemorial. Kashmir, the Muslims of Kashmir are getting persecuted. This they keep telling. They keep telling, and they're simply convinced that the Muslims are tortured or disliked or persecuted or troubled through all kinds of sources by the Hindus. So they think the people in the Muslims in Kashmir are suffering. And in Kashmir, really majority Muslims. All the Hindus, the Muslims of Kashmir, they force them to evict, go out from Pakistan. At the instance of Pakistan, of course, they majority Muslims, and they keep telling that the people, Muslims in Kashmir are suffering at the hands of Hindu domination. Number one. Then they say, through what Bharat, the Muslims are suffering at the hands of Hindus. No, are suffering. They are very sure. They keep telling, fine. And then they say, not only Muslims, all others are suffering except Hindus. Then they'll go a step ahead. They will say, there are caste in Hindus. They say there are caste differences in Hindus, and the higher castes persecute the lower caste. These kind of narratives they keep making. It's not one, two. It's always, and it's by almost everyone who speak that. There's hardly anyone who understands things in Pakistan. It appears they keep telling all those things, which of course is a big joke to us. That's why people in Bharat look at the Pakistani YouTubers, because it's an entertaining thing for them. The way the ignorance is exhibited as knowledge. The way their ignorance, absolute foolishness, gets exhibited as knowledge, and they vouch for that. Now, this really makes anyone laugh, and so we enjoyed seeing their YouTube. So it's a matter of joke for us. We are not serious about what they speak. But then look at this is the kind of attitude they think. And there is no restriction, there is no control. Anybody can say anything, and you have to speak in favor of Pakistan. Otherwise, of course, other people will get very emotional. These people have less reasons and more emotions. That's one thing you find. They are they call in their language Jazba. They're very emotional speak. They don't want to speak against their whatever is there. They don't want to speak against it. And they would continuously support, and they want all others to support similar thoughts. No, this goes on. So altogether, it's a stage show, which is an entertaining aspect to anyone who looks at them. They say all those things, and for them what happens in Bangladesh is normal today. For them what happens in Bangladesh is normal. They say Bharat is corrupt because they are corrupt. They say, I am not telling that there is no corruption in Bharat, but certainly the degrees and levels of corruption is, of course, it pulls apart what happens in Pakistan and what happens in Bharat. They have no condition. And here things are more, law and order is much intense in Bharat, and whereas they don't have something like law and order. Whoever is at the helm will do whatever. Here, of course, things are not like that. Then look at their own army, and they that they can't say. Their army is everything for them. So they don't say that this is one place which I have seen them speaking. They don't speak that the army in Bharat are like the Pakistan army. The Pakistan army is very funny. They know, but somehow this thing they know. They know that if the Bharatiya army is like Pakistan army, they won't exist. That they know. So somehow this is one point where I have seen. This is the only point I have seen where the Pakistanis speak some sense about the Indian army. There is the Indian army can't do anything without the sanction from Delhi authority. Obviously, army has its own distinct role. They are not expected to get into geopolitics and speak. They are not supposed to get into politics and make decisions. We have other system of administration who would do such things. So they are meant for that, and these people are meant for something else. So each one has got distinct role in society. We have visionaries. We should have visionaries at the helm of ruling. Politicians don't do. Politicians, though, they are good politicians. They come forward, and they have some kind of accountability, at least some amount of accountability, some kind of accountability with people. So they are reasonable. Army can't do that. The army's role, function is different. So they are right in their place, and these people are right in their place. So that distinctions are to be made. Pakistan don't have that. For them, army is everything. They go by individuals. That this person, and they have the habit of blaming all others. They would simply blame the politician, the political rule, for all the bad things happen to them, and they think we are like them, and they continue thinking and making such statements, and they keep making these statements with no exception. That's absolutely interesting. There are only very few people who come near exceptions, but they also can't do it. I think even if they are convinced that what they speak is wrong, they can't speak, because these people are very emotional and they will do anything. So we'll meet with some other thought some other time. Till then, Namaste, Jai Bharat and Jai Shri Ram.